Good morning and Jai Hind children. I welcome you all in today's live class of biology. Children, in previous class, I have discussed the answers of short question answers and some of the long question answers. Alright, and I hope that you understood those all answers. Now today I am going to discuss rest of the long answers. And the question number 6 is: explain with the help of a diagram the structure of human lungs and how exchange of gases occurs in the lungs. Alright children, so in this question you have to draw the diagram of human respiratory system. Alright, and remember that we already have discussed the diagram of human respiratory system, and again I am going to draw it. Children, this one is the nostril. Okay, from where the air enters in our body. After the nostril, we have the pharynx. Alright, and below the pharynx, the place where the food pipe and windpipe meets together is known as epiglottis. Get it? After the epiglottis, this tube-like structure is known as trachea. Trachea get divides into two branches, and these branches are called, yes, bronchus. Get it? The bronchus again get divided in many fine tubes, and these fine tubes are known as bronchioles. Get it? And these structures are the lungs. So these two are lungs, and below the lungs there is a muscular, yes, structure, and this muscular structure is known as diaphragm. Okay children, so this is the structure of human respiratory system. Now in the lungs, each bronchus, they branches out into smaller tubes, and these tubes are known as bronchioles. Alright, and at the end of these tubes, the tiny air sacs are present, and these tiny air sacs are called alveoli, and each lung contains about 30 millions or more than 30, that is about 300 millions alveoli. And the air which we breathe in, it eventually reaches these air sacs, and the sacs are surrounded by blood vessels. The oxygen which is present in the air we breathe in goes into the blood and contained in blood vessels. Get it? And the carbon dioxide which are present in the blood passes out of the blood into the air sacs. Okay, thus the exchange of gases takes place in the lungs. So we can say that the exchange of gases takes place in the lungs at the alveoli, because here the oxygen and carbon dioxide, yes, exchanged. Alright, now the question number 2. The question is, how are combustion and cellular respiration similar to each other, and in what ways they are different? So children, here you have to write the similarity as well as the differences between combustion and cellular respiration. Got it? So come first to the similarity between cellular respiration and combustion. They both are the similar kind of chemical reactions. This is the similarity between cellular respiration and combustion, is that the similar kind of chemical reaction occurs in both of them, and in both the processes energy released. Get it? In combustion as well as in cellular respiration, energy released in both of them. So, in these two ways, they both are similar. Now, the differences between them, as the combustion is a fast process and can occur anywhere, whereas the cellular respiration is a slow process and which occurs only in living cells, not anywhere. Understood, children? The first difference, combustion is a fast process, whereas cellular respiration is a slow process. Combustion can occur anywhere, and cellular respiration occurs only in living cells. The second difference is that combustion occurs at high temperature, whereas cellular respiration occurs at body temperature. Alright. The third difference, that combustion energy is released in a single step in the form of heat and light. Okay, so must remember that in combustion process energy is released in a single step in the form of heat and light, whereas in cellular respiration heat is released in steps, not in single step, in many steps, and stored in chemical molecules, and these chemical molecules are called ATP. Get it? So in cellular respiration energy is stored in chemical molecules, and these chemical molecules are called ATP. Got it? So these are the differences between combustion and cellular respiration. Understood, children? Now come to the next question. And the question is, how will you show that exhaled air has more carbon dioxide than inhaled air? So, children, remember that we have performed that activity in which we have shown that yes, the exhaled air have more carbon dioxide as compared to inhaled air. Is it? And to show it, we will take simply the two test tubes. Okay, these are the two test tubes, and both the test tube we will take lime water. Alright. Now both the test tubes get connected with a, yes, glass tube. Get it? And this glass tube have a opening through which, yes, what will happen? Inhalation will takes place. Get it? Now we will take another glass tube and fit in the test tube A. This is test tube A and this is test tube B. So another glass tube is kept in test tube A, and through this glass the air will enter. Get it? And air will come in this lime water and then moves and will move to the next glass tube. Next glass, yes, tube. Now in this glass tube we will place a clip here. And now this clip is closed, not open. This is closed clip. Understood, children? So what will happen? The air is not allowed to move in test tube B. Only the air will, yes, enter in test tube A. The lime water which is present in test tube A. And air will move through this tube and will come here and get moved out. Get it? Now, we'll prepare another setup up just like that, but in that time we will use the clip this side, not here, and we'll close that clip. Get it? So the next diagram is like test tube A and test tube B. In both the test tube we will take lime water and the same tubes are get fit here. One of the tube will kept in the test tube A that moves in lime water. Another tube okay, and this time we will close the clip here. Get it? So during the exhalation, what will happen? The air will move through it, and as this clip is closed, so it will not come in test tube A. It will move to the test tube B here. Alright, and the lime water which is present here, it turns milky. Whereas in this first setup, when inhalation takes place, so as this clip is closed, so the air will not come from test tube B. It comes from test tube A, and this lime water turns milky very little. Okay, so this shows that the inhaled air have less carbon dioxide as compared to exhaled air. Get it? So simply what we'll do for this activity? Yes, Take two test tubes, each of them half filled with lime water, and using two hole stoppers, glass tubes, and clips, we set up the apparatus as I have drawn here. Okay. Now we use the rubber tubes at the middle of the breathe in and out through the mouth. As we suck in air through the rubber tube. Get it? So clip X is opened. This clip X is opened here, but this one is closed. Clip Y is closed, and the inhaled air passes through lime water in test tube A. As we exhale through the rubber tube, clip Y is open and clip X is closed. So this clip closed and here this clip is opened. And the exhaled air passes through the lime water in test tube B. And this lime water turns more milky in test tube B. So this shows that exhaled air has more carbon dioxide. Alright children? Now come to the next question. The question is, what is the difference between breathing and cellular respiration? So children, the difference between breathing and cellular respiration is breathing is a physical process of exchange of gases and no chemical reaction takes place in breathing. Whereas in cellular respiration, it is a chemical reaction of oxidation of food that takes place. Understood? Now, the second difference in breathing, it takes place outside the cells, whereas cellular respiration takes place within the cells. And the third difference is in breathing, there is no release of energy, whereas in cellular respiration, there is release of energy. Get it? So, these are the differences between breathing and cellular respiration. Now, come to the next question. And the question is, what is anaerobic respiration? And does it occurs in the human body also? So children, remember, we have discussed about aerobic as well as anaerobic respiration. Is it? So, what is anaerobic respiration? So, you know very well that some organisms such as yeast and some bacteria, they can live without oxygen. Okay, because in their cells, glucose is broken into alcohol and carbon dioxide without using oxygen to give energy. And this process is called anaerobic respiration. Understood? The amount of energy which is given out in anaerobic respiration is much less than that in aerobic respiration. And sometimes during strenuous activity, the exercise like long distance running, our body cannot get enough oxygen to produce the required energy. And to get the additional energy, anaerobic respiration occurs within our muscle cells. Okay, now the question number 11. And the question is, why do we sometimes suffer from muscle cramp while exercising? So, children, we suffer from muscle cramps while exercising. Yes, because during exercise, our body cannot get enough oxygen to produce the required energy. And to get the extra energy, anaerobic respiration takes place in our muscle cells. And in this process, there is partial breakdown of glucose to produce lactic acid. And this lactic acid get accumulated in the body which causes muscular cramps. So that is why we sometimes have cramps after heavy exercise. Okay, understood the answer? Now, so these all are the long answers. Okay, after that, I'm going to discuss the hot questions. And the question number one is it wise to sleep under a tree during the day at a night and give the reason? So, children, you have to explain, you have to, yes, give the reason that we have to sleep under a tree during the day or at night. It is good or not? So, come one by one. During the day, it is wise to sleep under a tree during the day because the plants give out oxygen during the daytime. Okay, and at night, it is not wise to sleep under a tree at night because, yes, the plants give out carbon dioxide at night. So that is why it is not wise to sleep under a tree at night time. Only at, yes, daytime it is wise to sleep. Get it? Now, come to the question number 2. The question is, a person put warm water in an aquarium thinking that the fish would be more comfortable in it. However, the fish died. So, what can be the reason for this? So, children, please think about this question first. Again, I'm going to repeat. A person put warm water in an aquarium and thinking that the fish would be more comfortable in this warm water. But what happens? The fish died. So, what can be the reason for this? So, the reason is that solubility of gases in water reduces with increase of temperature. Alright, as you know very well that oxygen is dissolved in water. But as the temperature of water increases, so the amount of soluble gas, that is oxygen, reduces. Alright, and because of reducing the oxygen, the warm water has less oxygen and the fish died because they did not get enough oxygen. Understood? Now, come to the question number 3. And the question is, when you run, your breathing becomes faster as you need more oxygen. But why does your rate of heartbeat also increases? So children, at the time of running fast, what happened? The breathing becomes fast, but the rate of heartbeat also increases. So the reason is there, when we run, the extra oxygen needed by the body cells to generate more energy is taken in by fast breathing. Okay, and it is supplied to the body cells by increase in the rate of heartbeat, so which increases the blood flow through the body. So this is the reason when we run, the breathing becomes faster and also the rate of heartbeat get increases. Get it? Now the next question number 4. And the question is, why do plants not need a respiratory system? So children, we have studied about the respiratory system of animals like humans, but plant does not have. So the reason is that plant do not need a respiratory system because plants show the simplest form of respiration, that is taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide through stomatal openings in the leaves. Alright, and this oxygen directly goes into the cells, and no separate organs for breathing are necessary in plants. Get it? The reason. Okay, now come to the next question number 5. And the question is, if you hold your breath for some time and then release it, you have to breathe heavily after that. Why? Children, understood the question? Okay, so the reason for this is, if we hold our breath for some time, the body cells get starved of oxygen. Okay, the amount of oxygen gets reduces, and we have to then breathe heavily to supply extra oxygen. So this is the reason that when we hold our breath for some time and then release it, so we have to breathe heavily. Get it? Now the next question number 6. And the question is, why do you think we yawn when we are sleepy or drowsy? Children, you must have feel that yawning, that when we are sleepy or drowsy. So the reason is there, yawns occur when the body needs additional oxygen. Alright. Or in other words, we can say that when there is an increased amount of carbon dioxide in the blood, so yawning occurs, and when people are sleepy or drowsy, their respiration slows down. Alright? And this phenomenon leads to decrease in the level of oxygen and an increased carbon dioxide level in the blood. Get it? And because of that, we yawn when we feel sleepy or drowsy. Got the answer? Okay. Now come to the next question number 7. And the question is, why do mountaineers climbing high mountains carry oxygen cylinders with them? Children, you must have seen that the mountaineers who climb high mountains, they carry oxygen cylinder. Is it? So the reason is that when we climb high mountains, we face oxygen deficiency. Alright. As the air is thinner higher up, as we move up high, so the air gets thinner and thinner, and due to that the oxygen deficiency occur, and to supplement that scarcity of oxygen, yes, mountaineers climbing high mountains carry oxygen cylinders with them. Got the reason why they carry oxygen cylinder? Yes, to supplement the scarcity of oxygen at high mountains. Okay, they carry the oxygen cylinders with them. Alright, so children, these all are your questions of exercise, and you need to write it in your notebook. Get it? And I hope that you understood the answers. If you have the doubt in any questions, so you can ask your doubt, okay, in school group while writing your question. Understood? Now, thank you and have a nice day, children.